Thank you for joining me today. I thought it'd be fun we take a good look at Transformers, Reactivate, Soundwave, and Optimus Prime. So let's bring them up closer. And we do have a plastic window, and it does give us a great opportunity to take a look at Soundwave and Optimus Prime. And we do have product shots of both of them in their vehicle modes and their robot modes. Here on the side of the packaging does give us a product shot of Soundwave. Here on the back of the box says we can convert Optimus into 37 steps, and we can convert Soundwave into 15. Here on the other side of the packaging is a product shot of Optimus Prime. So, let's get these two out of packaging. Alright. And you know what we say? Goodbye, box. We have papers. We don't need that. We have instructions. Who needs that either? And let's see, anything sneaky on here? No. And since we just did Soundwave in the last video, it's time to do Optimus Prime. So let's free this guy from packaging. And here we have Optimus Prime out of packaging. And I have to say, he's a beefy Optimus Prime once you have him in hand. But once you have him in hand, I'm just a little question about the plastic quality. It feels sturdy, but at the same time, there's something about it just seems questionable. I just feel like they could have maybe upgraded to a better grade. Other than that, I'm just really surprised by this. We do have silver here on the shins, here on his sleeves, here around on his shoulders with the smokestacks themselves, here in his abs, here around his chest as well, here on the little headlights, and his this is completely silver, his mouth plate. You can barely almost see his eyes, but they're a nice blue. That's really nice, and we have a little bit more silver on his forehead there. Really impressive. I'm just a little bit disappointed with all this gray plastic almost going around. I wish maybe something was done about that, or maybe maybe that was actually painted. That would be nice. And yes, you can even open up the doors to reveal the Matrix of Leadership. If we just take this out, so you can kind of see that is the Matrix of Leadership, like the same mold as we have from the Earthrise Optimus Prime. And just to show you, there we have Optimus. But let's bring this out so we can actually compare the different coloring to these matrices. And at the same time, we can do a nice size comparison between the two. So here we have the Reactivate Optimus Prime Matrix of Leadership, and we have the Earthrise Optimus Prime's Matrix of Leadership. So you can see that they're very much identical, just different coloring. But it's nice, but I kind of wish that this version had a different type of Matrix of Leadership and not too much on the base of the Earthrise. But it is cool now that you can have different Optimuses trading different Matrix of Leaderships. So I thought that was pretty cool. Articulation for Optimus. We can rotate his head 360. It looks like he's on a nice ball joint. And let's see, for his arms, we can rotate the 360. You can bring the arms that far out. And there is a bicep swivel. We do have a bend at the elbow. And there's also wrist articulation. Really nice. Waist. It seems like certain things getting in the way from completely doing a smooth 360 around. And the leg can come back that far. And the legs can come up, come on, about that high. We do have a nice bend at the knee. We also have a thigh swivel. And we do have a nice ankle articulation. So you can get Optimus in some pretty dynamic poses. Optimus Prime does come with his accessories. His classic axe and his rifle. So you can actually place the rifle right into his hand. Doesn't look like they give you that much of a clearance. I kind of wish that the handle was a little bit longer. With the axe, we do have a peg that can go through his fist. And there we go. Now we have Optimus Prime fully armored up. And I have to say, I love the axe part. I just kind of wish the part that goes over this fist kind of covered a little bit more of the fist. Other than that, that is really cool. I wish Hasbro really made it that the axe was his primary weapon. But I like this. Now Optimus is ready to take on Megatron. Megatron, one shall stand and one shall fall. There is weapon storage for Optimus's weapons, so let's just remove those. Same here with the rifle. We're just going to come here to the back. We have ports, and you have different pegs that you have for Optimus with his rifle, so you can just plug that into the back. Same thing here. You can just plug that in, and now Optimus has weapon storage. I don't think it's the best weapon storage, but hey, it's there. To transform Optimus Prime into his vehicle mode, we're going to start off here with the legs. So we're going to open up these back panels, and we're just going to flip this around as we also bring out the heel to the side, and we're just going to let that close up. Now, since there is a gap within there, we're actually going to bring this over. So now that's going to be part of the leg now, and we just want to fold up on this and that, and we want to do the same thing here on the other side. Open up this panel, get the heel out of the way, and you see there is a groove that the leg will fit through. So we're just going to bring this out. That will slide into the leg itself. We will flip this in, and then that, and then we can just bring the legs together, just like that. With the arms, we want to turn at the fists. There we go. And now we have panels that we want to take, and we just want to bring those completely out. And then we're just going to bend them just like that. We just want to get them out of the way. So we're going to have, you could see how this is going to happen. So just want to get this panel. Let's get that. Let's get this bent. So we want something like that. Now we want to bring out this part so we can bring this out, and so we can actually untab this back thing. These parts right here, we just want to bring those out. There we go. We want to flip this out, and there is a panel for this, so we want to flip this out as well. There we go. And now everything will now we want to bring this part out, and things will fold out here and fold out there. And now we want to make sure that we're bringing Optimus's head back. And we're just going to flip things around, trying to get them out of the way. So we can actually come here, bring this out, and this panel will come out as well. So we're just going to do the same thing here on the other side. We're just going to bring this out, flip this around, and we're just going to clip that together. Just going to close back up on that. Nope, make sure that stays together. Okay. So now we're going to take the shoulders, bring this back, and bring them in, just like that. So push this back. There we go. We also want to make sure that these are out of the way. So let's get this in. There we go. Okay. And let's kind of straighten this whole thing out so we can plug this in. And let's bring this down. And so we can actually plug this in. Very awesome. And now we can just take this and we're just going to close this up. And that we're going to have a little bit more clips here. So we're just going to make sure that lines up as well. There we go. Okay, last thing we need to do is just kind of close things up. So I like to bring this over, bring this piece out so we can slide that in. And now we have Optimus Prime fully transformed into his truck mode. And I have to say, this is one impressive truck mode. I kind of like how they're going for this dirt and how there's like little spikes underneath like teeth. That is really nice. In the back here, I love how they did this. It's not so much of an eyesore, but I love how they took care of this. It's not everything taken from the back. It's a shame there's not a way that you can add a trailer or anything, but I am really, really impressed by this vehicle mode. This is really, really awesome. He doesn't roll as smoothly as Soundwave, but he actually rolls really nice, but the only problem is sometimes I just don't like the mushroom pegs for the tires, but I love the hubcaps that they painted for this. This is really nice. It's a bit of a shame that you still see the Matrix of Leadership. It would have been nice if they were able to hide that, but I am loving this. This is a great figure. Weapon storage. Let's see. We can take his gun because there's a port here on the side, so we can do that. Let's get this up. There we go. And here on the other side for his axe. There we go. So now we have weapon storage. It's not the greatest, but it's something. To transform Optimus Prime back, we actually want to come here to these panels and we want to flip those out. There we go. We want to come up to the top here and we kind of want to wiggle the roof out. So there we go. So now we can lift up on the cab. And now we kind of want to start wiggling the arms out. There we go. There we go. So once we have that out of the way, let's come here to the other side. And let's get the arms out. Come on. There we go. Bring these arms out in front. There we go. So now we can come back up here to the roof, collapse on this, and we're just going to get the torso all situated. So let's amp up on everything here. So let's take care of this. So let's split this apart. We're just going to bring this up. As we're folding in, we also want to take these parts and fold them in as well. There we go. And now we can fold up these panels up in here. We can now bring everything forward. And we're just going to bring this up forward. We're just actually going to bring that in. So we have that. Now close up on that. There we go. With the arms, let's bring them down. Let's turn the fists. Turn the arms around. And now we're just going to close up on this panel. I am loving, loving, loving that transformation. So let's bring this down. And we're just going to turn at the fists. So we can turn the arms around. And we're going to close up on this panel. There we go. Come here to the back, bring up Optimus's head. And we're just going to close up some panels. And we're going to bring these panels actually inside. There we go, make sure those are closed. And we do have some tabs and some slots. So we're just going to close up on that. There we go. With the legs, we're going to split them apart. We're going to open up this panel. Just going to bring this foot part out of the way. Bring this part out. And we're just going to flip. Bring the foot back where it needs to. Come back here to the panel. Close that up. Come over here to this panel. Open this up. Flip this out. Get this foot out of the way. So we can just bring this around. That will snap into place. Bring the foot where it needs to. Come around. Close up on that panel. And now we have Optimus Prime fully transformed back into his robot mode. My final thoughts on Reactivate Optimus Prime. This figure is actually phenomenal. Other than me questioning about the plastic quality, the transformation is a lot of fun. The vehicle mode is phenomenal. I am just really surprised by this figure. This is just an amazing figure right now. The only reason I picked up this pack was for Optimus Prime himself. Soundwave is really not that bad either. For the price that they're asking for $63, I do not agree. If it was more like around $50, then I say, hey, go right after it. Me personally, this is going to be one of my favorite Optimus Primes out of 2023. They have really surprised me by this. This is more than shelf-worthy to me. This is an incredible Optimus Prime. They really, really knocked this one out of the park. Well, with that said, I just have to thank you all for watching. If you could just do me a favor and just hit the like and subscribe button down below, let me know in the comments if you think he's shelf-worthy. And until next time, you'll be hearing me in the next video. Everybody have a great day!